Coming up, we're going to talk to NXP about passive keyless entry and the connected car here at International CES 2015.
You're watching YBL TV.
We're at International CES. I'm talking with Drew Freeman from NXP about vehicle-to-vehicle communications and what that can do for us on the roads in terms of safety. So tell us a little bit about that.
It's basically cars talking to each other to give them greater awareness of what's going on in the environment. Many cars today already have radar technology, some have camera technology. We're even demonstrating some radar technology here in the booth. That gives cars direct line of sight information about what's in front of them or maybe beside them or behind them. And that's already very helpful for avoiding accidents. But what the car-to-car communication or vehicle-to-vehicle communication does is it allows them to see much further ahead because they're getting information from the cars themselves. And it even allows cars to see around blind corners or cars coming in other lanes of traffic that the driver cannot see or these other systems in the car cannot see.
That's more of the radar that's helping on the front of the car to help it see what's in front and when the passenger might not be able to see it?
What the vehicle-to-vehicle communication does is it's actually a communication link. It's a kind of Wi-Fi actually, directly linking the two cars together, and they're sending information back and forth. And so it doesn't have to be line of sight. So there can be many cars in between, or buildings, or that kind of thing would normally be interfering with a radar signal that you have the car-to-car communication signal that works perfectly fine under those conditions.
Drew, let's talk about passive keyless entry. In fact, this is fascinating because we're not even talking about pressing a button to get into your car. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Right, exactly. So passive keyless entry just means you have a car key or car key fob somewhere with you, and you're in close proximity to the car, and it gives you access to the vehicle. So if you're far away from the car, you cannot get into the car. So with this latest version of our passive keyless entry technology, it has a smaller form factor, and it has lower power and better RF performance. So it allows you a lot more flexibility in terms of how you would design your systems. And so you don't have to use a traditional car key form factor. You can, and many use cases will still do that. But for example, what we've done here is we've put it into a sleeve of a mobile phone. You could put it in a smartwatch or some other use case as well as a third key to your normal car keys. So you don't actually have to do anything with the passive keyless entry function, the smartphone or the key fob. You just have to have it with you, and then you just touch the door handle and you can unlock the car, and the car will open up, and then you can go inside the car. And once you're inside the car, you can just push the start button and the car will start. And that's like any passive keyless entry system. The unique thing here, of course, is the form factor, that we've been able to put it in a smartphone sleeve, which makes it kind of interesting and gives you these different use cases.
Another aspect of passive keyless entry involves NFC. And you're going to show us a demonstration of that? Show us how that works?
Well, actually, you're going to show us. But yeah, this is actually an alternative to passive keyless entry. And it would be one that would be really ideal for use cases like car sharing or maybe rental cars, where you would want to temporarily authorize somebody to have access to a vehicle, but not necessarily have that access permanently linked to the vehicle like you would with a passive keyless entry system.
I take my badge.
So you just take your NFC-enabled CES badge, and you just touch it to the door, and it will turn the light green, which is unlocking the door for you. There it goes. The trunk is also NFC-enabled. And it's just that simple.